So The Platform is one of the more surprising films that I got to watch on Netflix recently because of how simple the premise was, and because it seemed like, or it sounded like from the description, exactly what it sounded like being. So it didn't sound like I was going to go into anything that would blow my mind, but it kind of did. Wow, the premise seemed cool enough. Where it's a Spanish movie, by the way, and the basic plot, without getting into anything further, is that it's a bunch of people in prison, and this prison is stories high, with two people per prison block. And then in the middle of the prison block, there's a platform that comes from the top downwards and then back up and back down, staying on each cell level for about 5 minutes or whatever, 10 minutes, basically however long it takes a person to eat. And after that, it goes back down. And it keeps cycling through this over and over. Now, the people at the top get first dibs of food, and the people at the bottom get last dibs of food. So everybody basically has a short time to eat, and whatever they get, they get. Now, the funny thing is, I don't know how long the people stay in this prison. They don't even explain why they're there. Basically, any other inmates, really, for any other reason. Every month, they basically get knocked out with some kind of gas and switch cells. So they can keep rotating place month by month. So they may luck out and end up in one of the higher floors and get a better dose of food, or they may luck down and end up, somewhere at the bottom where they basically get bones, if that. So that's where the film goes and what it's about, and it's a horror film, so it's quite violent, horror thriller kind of. But it it goes balls to the wall. It goes right for it. Like they don't hold back with a lot of shit that they put in this film. Obviously, the message is very clear on, socialism and rich versus poor. That is also a concept that I've also been used to, especially recently, so I didn't think that this one was going to say anything differently, but it kind of did. And there's some other themes that it plays on that I won't get into really, but it dives into other elements of subject matter. There's other elements to the film, which was cool. Highly recommend watching it if you can handle really brutal scenes and really grotesque stuff of, things such as hallucinating, turning on people, sacrifices, human excrements. If you can get around all that and you're good with all that, and then you're in for a ride. Doesn't overstay its welcome either. So it's not like it's over 2 hours long where you're experiencing this horror for ages, but it's also a movie I will mention that could benefit from some rewatching value, because I didn't fully grasp the ending because of the other themes that it goes for. So the ending was kind of a shocker. I wish the ending kept going a little more, but I would say that's not always a bad thing, because again, it adds rewatch value, and a film is better when it's less explained rather than when it's too much explained. When there's too much answers given, sometimes that can take away from the experience. So I wouldn't say the ending of the film completely ruined it, but it's one that I would have to analyze and study a lot more. So it's a Spanish language film. You can either watch it dubbed or subtitled. It's a thumbs up for me. I really loved it. Definitely surprised the hell out of me, and I recommend seeing it as well. So that's my recommendation, and until next time, cheers.